Hey there, sweet friends. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, we're diving into something really special. It's a story that Jesus told that I think has a lot to teach us about our dreams and what we're meant to do with them. So grab your favorite drink and settle in.
Welcome to the Business of Inner Peace. I'm your host, Erin Jean, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's pretend we're sitting in my living room enjoying a cup of coffee or tea and getting to know each other just a little better. That's what I love. I love getting to hear your story. I love feeling connected by the spirit of understanding that our stories bring. Today, I'm sharing some of my story, but I hope someday soon you'll be telling me yours. Listen, I know that you're feeling overwhelmed with life, and nothing is exactly how you'd like it to be. Your marriage is not what you hoped for, motherhood is harder than you imagined, and you've lost yourself somewhere in the mix of responsibilities. Well, if you're ready to bring some more peace and joy into your life, reconnect with God who made you, and start living a life you love, then grab your cup of coffee or tea, and let's dive into today's show.
Super excited about this episode because this is literally a topic that I've been thinking about for years. In fact, I came across a journal entry the other day where I had kind of wrote out this parable that Jesus told and shared my thoughts there. And it's just so fun to get to be sharing it now on a podcast. When I'm thinking about a few years ago, I didn't even know I'd have a podcast. And here I am. So before we get started, I wanted to share a story with you. Early on in my transformation journey, I had joined a network marketing company that I absolutely loved. And I still love it very much to this day. I use all of their products all of the time. And it really just lit this fire in me to begin learning again. There's this really cool concept within homeschooling that is our job as parents is to be the lead learner. And I always have this passion to share things that I've learned. And that is really the role that I've stepped into, not just in parenting and homeschooling, but really as I've built my coaching business. I truly am the lead learner. I'm always growing and learning, and I will never stop that process. So I just have so much joy and fun sharing with you the things that I've learned. Anyhow, I did not go to college. I had no desire to really study anything in particular. And because of that, I didn't want to go into debt. So I kind of, figured out jobs and all of that. And once I got married and did some traveling and had kids, I really threw myself into motherhood. And I didn't realize how much of myself I had sort of lost in that process. So when this opportunity came along to be involved with this network marketing company, I was really excited about it because it ignited in me a new love of learning that I didn't even think, I don't think that I had this level of love for learning even when I was in childhood, at least nothing that I can particularly remember. So it was just a lot of fun. But if you don't know this about network marketing companies, they are literally like the gateway drug to personal development. They really are like your very first taste of being super focused on personal growth in a way that I didn't even know existed. And I just absolutely loved going to their yearly conventions. I found myself sitting at one of their conventions. And of course, it was at a time in my life where I was still struggling in my marriage. And truthfully, I wasn't very happy. This gal that was on stage, she said, whatever you're getting or not getting in life, you asked for it. And this sentence, it was so audacious to me. It was such a slap in the face. I was angry about it. I really remember afterward talking to some of the other ladies I was with, and I was saying, I didn't ask for this. There's no way I would ever ask for this. And of course, I was referring to my marriage and the struggles that I was having, but my mind just could not let this statement go. And I think it's because my soul knew that there was so much truth to it, because God has given us this amazing creative power. We are made in His image, and He is the ultimate creator. And when you look around at His creation, you'll notice that no other element, no other animal or creature can create the way that humans do. We really have been given the ability to make what we want. We can create out of necessity, but we can also just create for the pure joy of it, for the pure appreciation of art and beauty. So that's where I'm going with this today, because I want you to realize that you not only have the power to create what you want, but the longing and the desire that's within your heart, it's there for a reason. So here's the story I want to talk about, the parable of the talents. It's a story that Jesus told, and you can find it in Matthew 25, 14 through 30. And if you grew up in church like me, I'm sure you've heard it plenty of times. So here's the gist for those of you that haven't heard it or just want a little refresher. Basically, a man was going on a journey, and he called his servants and entrusted his property to them. To one, he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, each according to his ability. And then he went away. So in those days, a talent was a measure of money, and it was a pretty big one at that. But today, I want us to think about talents in a different way. I want us to think of the talents as our dreams and our passions. You could literally say your talent, your actual talent, but the things that light us up inside. Because just like in the parable, I believe that God has given each of us unique dreams and desires. And these aren't random. They're purposeful gifts entrusted to us by our loving Creator. The servants who received 5 and 2 talents, they went at once and they put their money to work, doubling it. But the one who received 1 talent dug a hole and hid his master's money. So what if we look at this story through the lens of our dreams? Some of us might have big, audacious dreams, like those 5 talents, but others might have dreams that seem smaller, but they're no less valuable. The key is this: what are we doing with those dreams? Because here's the thing, friends, our dreams, they aren't just for us. They're gifts that were meant to be developed, nurtured, and shared with the world. And when we hide our dreams away, burying them like the third servant did, we're not just letting ourselves down, we're missing out on the chance to bless others and to glorify God through our unique talents. So the master in the parable, he praised the servants who put their talents to work. He said, "Well done, good and faithful servant." Imagine hearing those words from God about how you've used the dreams that he's given you. Now, I've got something really exciting to share with you. I believe so strongly in the power of pursuing our God-given dreams that I'm launching a new program called Dreamcatcher. And it's all about helping you uncover, nurture, and act on those dreams that God has placed in your heart. But here's the really cool part. I need your help. This is interactive. I'm looking for 10 to 15 founding members to go through the Dreamcatcher curriculum and provide feedback as we go. So this is your chance to not only invest in your own dreams, but to help shape a program that will help countless others do the same. So here's the details of what I'm dreaming up. We will be working together to develop an app that will guide people through the process of discovering and pursuing their dreams. And as a founding member, you are going to get early access to the Dreamcatcher curriculum. You're going to have one-on-one coaching sessions with me. You're going to have the opportunity to shape the future of this program, and you're going to have a chance to be part of something bigger than yourself. So this opportunity, it's only open until September 1st of 2024 because we're going to be launching the full program that month. I want you to imagine this, ending 2024 with clarity about your God-given dreams and stepping into 2025. Doesn't it even sound crazy to say that year? It just feels so futuristic to me. So stepping into the year 2025 with a solid plan to pursue those dreams. That's what Dreamcatcher is all about. So remember the parable of the talents. Your dreams are the talents that God has entrusted to you. What will you do with them? Will you bury them or will you multiply them? If you're ready to say yes to your dreams, to be like those faithful servants who doubled what they were given, then I want to invite you to join me on this dream catcher journey. Let's discover together what amazing things can happen when we fully embrace and act on the dreams that God has given us. So to learn more and apply to be one of our founding members, oh my gosh, this is just so exciting. I want you to head over to bit.ly/Dreamcatcher Circle. So that's bit.ly/Dreamcatcher Circle. Or you can click on the link in the show notes. So remember, this opportunity is going to close on September 1st. So I don't want you to wait. If you're feeling drawn to this, there is a reason. I want you to trust that God is moving in your heart for a purpose, and definitely reach out to me. You know, by applying to be a founding member, you are not committing to anything at all. It's just a simple application. And if it doesn't seem like a good fit for either one of us, it's no big deal. But if you're feeling drawn to it, I just really want to encourage you to step out and just fill out the application, because there's nothing to lose by doing that. So as always, I just want to say thank you so much for listening, my sweet friends. Before we part ways, I have a fun little story that I want to tell you. And I just heard it the other day, so I might not get all of the details right, but it goes something like this. There was a missionary. She was a teacher, and she was living out in Uganda. And she was spending some time with these kids in this classroom, and it was just so much fun. And she was teaching them about her culture, among other things. And they were very interested in this idea of Christmas, because it was not a holiday they had heard of, and it wasn't something that they celebrated. So she sort of explained to them the idea of Christmas and the purpose and what we're celebrating, the birth of Jesus Christ, and how we wrap gifts and the purpose of why we wrap gifts. And the kids in the classroom were just really excited about it, and they wanted to participate. So they decided to do Christmas gifts for each other. And one of the students, when it came the day to celebrate and give gifts, he brought the teacher this gift that was just beautifully wrapped in a cloth. And as she opened the cloth, she saw this gorgeous seashell inside. And she just couldn't believe it, because they were like 60 miles from the ocean where they were located. So it wasn't something that was close by. So she, asked, oh, is this a shell that is meaningful to you? Did someone give it to you? Have you had it for a long time? And he responded and said, no, I went and got it for you. She said, you went and got it for me? What do you mean you took a car ride to the ocean? That's so far away. And he said, no, I walked. And just her mouth dropped open, and oh my goodness, what do you mean you walked 60 miles to the ocean to get me this shell? And he looked her in the eyes and he said, the journey is part of the gift. And I just want to remind you that you are on a journey, that God has you on a journey, and that the journey itself is part of the gift. It's part of the gift of transformation. And you're being invited to continue your journey in a new and exciting way, to really look at the dreams that God has placed on your heart and walk together with me to transform your life in new and exciting ways. So I cannot wait to see you on the other side. And I am praying you have such a blessed day. Thanks again for listening.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you're feeling blessed by the content here, the number one way you can show me is by leaving me a written review of the show. I'd be forever grateful. Knowing that you're out there listening helps me know that I'm truly living out God's purpose in my life. The other thing you can do is take a screenshot of this episode, share it with a friend, or better yet, tag me on your Instagram stories. Remember, you are seen, known, and loved. May God richly bless you today. All my love, Erin Jean.